Let's take a look at the rest of the trading deck. 50 equities led by Union Dye Consult, Costain West Africa, and Africa Prudential Registrars PLC appreciated in prices during the week, higher than the 34 equities of the preceding week. On the flip side, Prestige Assurance led the 25 equities that shed weight in the week on the review. Now, still for the same week on the review, investors in almost 26,000 deals exchanged 2.26 billion units for over 19 billion naira. Well, I'm being joined on the program via Skype by the Managing Director of Enterprise Capital and a stockbroker with the Nigerian Stock Exchange, Rotimi Fakajo. Good morning, Rotimi. Well, looking at last week's trading activity, we noticed a growing price of volatility despite improved risk appetite and positive breadth. Why is that?
Well, I think it's not too far-fetched from the fact that some of the stocks that actually lost value last week are those ones that are really of the highly capitalized sector. What I mean by that is that Nestle Foods, the extent to which it can affect the market capitalization on a daily basis is about 7.1%. That is, Nestle Foods is about 7.1% of the total market capitalization. Likewise, Nigerian Breweries is about 9.8% of the total market capitalization, and at the same time, too, Guaranteed Trust Bank is about 6.4% of the total market capitalization. And all these three stocks lost considerably last week. So you can now see where the impact is coming from. And when this kind of thing happens, it definitely will erode whatever gains that we have seen in other stocks and sectors. So I think for the week, if not for the reason that those three stocks were the major were the major laggards within the week, I think that's grossly responsible for what we saw. So I think going forward, except there is enough dilution of these stocks to be able to reduce the impact by having more stocks listed on the exchange. Otherwise, that we may not really be able to. This kind of thing is continue. Even when the market has performed very well, the effect of these highly capitalized stocks is still definitely going to have a long sway on them. But to me, I think with the period that we are in the year, I think what we are seeing in the market is still not far from normal. And to me, the market has not yet ended for the year, and we're still we still have a lot of days to go because the stock exchange doesn't close down except for those days that are public holidays. So I think going forward, we're still going to see a very good position, at least portfolio managers and high network individuals are still going to look at the market and take a better position to be able to at least balance their portfolios for the year. So I think what we saw last week was still very normal.
Okay, now Rotimi, still looking at last week's trading activity, what category of stocks held investors' attention? Was it the small, medium, or probably the large cap stocks like the ones you've just mentioned? But we know already from what you've said that most of the large cap stocks didn't hold investors' attention at all. So was it the medium or the small capped ones that actually held investors' attention?
Well, I think we saw activities in the banking sector and also in the low cap stock, or maybe we say medium cap. If you're going to put Transcorp PLC among the medium cap stocks, and we saw quite a good activity in that particular stock. So we may say it was the medium cap stocks that actually took the week.
Okay, but then looking at the indices, we noticed that the ASM, it actually increased, and that's the first movement we've seen in a very, very long time, in so many weeks. So what actually drove the position for that particular indices for stocks listed under that index?
Well, I think for the ASM, the activity there has been very low, but it was quite surprising that for quite a long time we've not really seen activity there, and there was a positive change of about 0.25% in the index of that particular stock. I think now and then investors are beginning to look at it. For a very few of them that are really doing well, and I think going forward we'll still see more activities in this. And for some of them, I think we can give it to stocks like Putix, which has been which has been a very good performer in terms of dividend payments and profitability. So I think maybe with more focus on the kind of reform that the Nigerian Stock Exchange is doing on that particular sector of the market, I think we're still going to get it better from them. So I think the weekly change is still minimal, but I mean it was good for last week, but even the year-to-date change for that particular index is still about 1.92%. So I think we may really see a situation whereby there will be a gradual improvement and the sector will have more momentum and value.
Well, Rotimi, just before I let you go, what are your thoughts as to what direction the market will take today?
Well, I think for this week is very significant, although activities are going to be all through the remaining parts of the month. But I think a lot of companies will be winding up activities by this weekend. And I think we're really going to see volume and value being traded. But how that will impact the index change is going to be decide. But for me, I think the likes of Nigerian bureaus, which I still believe strongly, if it reverts in its the loss that it has sustained, because this price that it is 462 naira is usually the price at which it makes a turnaround. So it's like the resistance level for quite a very long time. So we're going to definitely see that happening this week. That is a reversal of the price, and I don't see the likes of Dangote Cement losing price or Nestle Food losing further. So definitely I believe that the market is going to close positively.
Well, thank you so much, Rotimi, for sharing your thoughts with us this morning on the program. To have a profitable trading day.
Thank you.
Well, I've been speaking with the Managing Director of Enterprise Capital and a stockbroker with the Nigerian Stock Exchange live from the trading floor, Rotimi Fakejo. He gives us very good numbers from last week. He's optimistic, and I'm sure that's what most other traders are feeling, that if large cap stocks, namely Nigerian breweries, Guarantee Trust Bank, Nestle Foods and the rest of them, the large cap stocks, if they reverse the losses that they suffered for most of last week, we could see the market actually returning back to winning ways, including Dangote Cement, as he mentioned. Well, Business Morning will continue in just a moment. Please join us again.
There is a reason Africa is called the developing world. Soon, 1 in 5 people on Earth will stride the continent where life began. A land rich in resources, but whose greatest wealth is its people. People who build the cities that launch the future. People who know an idea in one place means business in another. Young people for whom technology means there are no borders, no boundaries. These are the new young lions in a brave new world, kings of the urban jungle. And there's a bank that puts the world in their pocket and the future in your hands. UBA, Africa's global bank.
Welcome back. You're still watching Business Morning on Channels Television. We're broadcasting live from Lagos, Nigeria. Let's take a look at what's happening in the news now. And Olumide Macaulay joins us with the headlines. Good morning, Olumide.
Good morning, Harriet. Straight into it with the headlines. Fence mending efforts continue within the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, with the president and his vice meeting with two of the PDP governors who had defected to the All Progressives Congress, the APC. Governor Rabiu Kwakwanso of Kano State and Ali Ramako of Sokoto State